Hello everybody, my name's Hunter. We're back to another unboxing video thing. Today, we're taking a look at the Marvel Retro line Loki. Super duper cool. We got him in his classic suit right here. I love the horns they got going on. I absolutely love the color palette they used in the original Loki with the yellow and the green. Super duper awesome. When I saw this in store, I knew I had to get it because I really like picking up retro villains. I love the original comic designs like Dormammu, Doctor Doom, all of them. I love them so much. So, picked up this retro line Loki right here. It's looking mighty fine with this cool backing. Of course, it's got that retro look to it. So it's in these kind of box styles instead of the new standard Marvel Legends where they're in cardboard completely, or the old ones even with the plastic cases don't look like this. But this has the nice backing right there. I don't remember what they're called normally, but I'm gonna call them a backing. And let's get into it, shall we? As you can see the really nice photo of Loki right there in his original attire. Very cool. And then you get a little Loki up here. You get Marvel, choking hazard, small parts. Not for children under 3 years of age. So don't eat the daggers. Remember that. Don't eat the daggers. And then he gets twin daggers. Very super cool because in original packaging, they'd always pop out and say, wow, you get this stuff in. Very, very awesome. On the back, you can see the same exact picture of Loki right there looking super duper mighty fine. You see right there's Loki. And then there's a little summary. Loki envies his brother Thor and plots to take their father's throne for himself. Nothing super long or anything. Straight to the point. But that's okay. That's Loki for you. Let's get this bad boy open, shall we? Alright, let's take a look at the figure now. I got him in kind of a T-pose right here. Alright, first off, I'm really liking the colors, as I've already said. I love the yellow and greens. Such a good color palette for Loki. For anybody, really. I just really like yellow and green. Very good colors. But the printing on the front, it gives me an Aquaman vibe. Because, the scales kind of thing. Which, of course, he has scales in his armor. That's Loki for you. But it's done really well. I don't see really any paint flaws or anything at all through the entire thing. And then it extends all the way to the back and goes back up. I cannot find a single paint flaw. Maybe a little bit. But, otherwise, super duper good. Other than that, I can't really find anything. For the most part, Loki's pretty plain. He's got green legs, green arms. And then he's got the yellow hands and stuff. There is a little bit of paint mishap right there, but nothing big. Nothing really that I care about. And then the boots are yellow too. So nothing substantial. No shading or anything as well, which is kind of sucky. And I dropped him. No shading or anything, but otherwise he's pretty alright. Just have some veins on his biceps right there. And then, his head, if we can take a look at his head sculpt. Head sculpt. Super duper good. Love the arched horns. Look at that. They come off way off of his head, and I really like it. I think they nailed Loki in his original look, and he looks really grumpy. He looks angry. He looks old. And he's got a little design on the top, and then that really awesome ponytail going all the way around, wrapping. I think they nailed the Loki look when it comes to his helmet. Super duper awesome. And then this little flap right here, it comes off. So if you really wanted, you could pop off his head, take off that flap, and then you could have Loki without it. And it looks fine. But I will say it does look like it's missing something. Because it is. And I prefer it on, honestly. It does kind of get in the way. I shouldn't say get in the way. It kind of flies up and looks really weird in some angles. But it looks good. It eventually just falls back down. It looks fine. So I really don't have a problem with it at all. Let's get an articulation, shall we? First off, head. He can look down about yay far. He can look up. Oh, he can look pretty far up. Maybe he's looking at a frost giant or something above him, or maybe Hulk. That's a pretty good one right there. And then he can move side. He can look that far to his side, and then on the other side, look like that. He can go all the way around because it's on a ball joint, as you saw before. His arms can go. Look at the arm articulation. It's his arms only go up that much. I don't get it. I get that Loki isn't super articulate. I don't get why his arms can't even do a 90 degree. I really don't get that whatsoever. I don't know what body sculpt or mold they're using, but it does not go any higher whatsoever. And I really don't understand. It's hitting right there. I don't get why they couldn't have moved that back a little because it's covered by this piece anyways. You don't see that, so I really don't get it. I don't know. But it does have a bicep swivel right there. And then he does have double jointed elbows. And he can go about that far up. His hands right here, of course, they twist all the way around. He can go up, he can go, ooh la la. He can go all the way down. And that's true on the other side too. And then also he's got ab crunch. He can go yay far forward, yay far back. You do hear a little crunch when he goes back. I really like him in this pose though, with like his hands down. He's like, ooh, I like that. You can also twist, of course, at the waist. He does have a belt, which if you want to move up a little bit, you could actually hide the seam in the middle with the belt. And that looks fine. I mean, I kind of like it lower. Now, maybe not that low, but I think hiding the waist is fine right there. As you can see with the belt, it doesn't really change much. See, this is what I'm talking about, though. It's like gets stuck sometimes. You have to push it back down. Once you have it in pose, it's not a big deal, but it can be a little bit when you're moving them around. Back to the legs. He can move. Like, this is what I'm talking about again. I get that Loki's not super, like, articulate or anything, but that's as far as he can go. He cannot go any farther than that. I don't get it. He can go up. He can go, like he's trying to do the splits, but he's failing. Maybe he's doing yoga, but like, he cannot go any more than that. I don't get it. Loki, he's not, he's not Spider-Man, but he can jump. He was trained. Anyways, back to the main thing. As you can see on the legs right here, he does have a thigh swivel that goes all the way around. He does have double jointed knees, so he can kick pretty far up. As you can see right there, he can almost, there we go. Look at that. He can go pretty far. And then he does have a swivel right here. His foot can go up that much, and then he can go almost tippy-toe. I mean, he is on tippy toes, but he's not as tippy toe as some people. And then on the actual joint for the foot, it's kind of weird because if you look at it really closely, the leg is jointed upwards into like right here in the foot. It's like jointed sideways like that. So when you're twisting it, you have to twist with it. Otherwise, it's going to wind up a little wonky. You can do it. You can go all the way around. It's a little weird because of how they oriented where it's actually in the foot. So that's looking for it. Now, let's move on to accessories. Starting off, we got his two little daggers right here. Nothing too special, but I am happy that they detailed and put some coloration. I'm going to use this dagger to show you. They put some nice detailing in the actual daggers right there, and then they put some like black in order to have a little bit more depth. On the actual daggers themselves, they also do have a lot of detailing running across right there. I don't know if you can really see that, but there's some nice detailing running across where he's holding his handle and then also on the dagger. But for what they are, I like them, I know Loki uses daggers, and these I think are pretty good. Next, let's move on to the other head sculpt. This is more of like a smiling evil grin Loki, which I do really love. This is the Loki I know. Of course, he is angry all the time in the comics. Like, this isn't wrong, but more of like a mischievous Loki. That's what I like to see. But let's see him. Let's move it on. Take that off. And let's... Oh, that's not going on there. Okay, I got it on. It's like super stiff, but it is on. It's really hard to turn, but it is on there all the way. And well, maybe it's not all the way. Maybe he's a little bit higher than before. Give me a second. All right. I think that's it. I think I got it on there. Jesus, I've never had that much trouble with a Marvel Legend. All right, as you can see, his grin. All right, this is a good Loki. He's super mischievous. He's super excited because he just foiled Thor's plans or something of the sort. And there we go. We got Loki holding his daggers right there. I do think this set would have really done better if they had added in another pair of hands, maybe some clenching fists, maybe some just like lounging hands like this, something of the sort, or maybe like some conjuring hands, because Loki does a lot of magic. I do think it could have done better with that. The knives, they look fine and everything, but I would have liked an extra set of hands or maybe some magic and such. But I do think it looks good either way. I do think it definitely could have used more accessories, but it does look good. So, final thoughts. Honestly, I don't know. At the beginning, I thought it was really good. I really did like the colorations and such. But after dealing with the articulation, the lack of accessories and such, I don't know. It was a bit of a mix for me. I'm very happy that I finally have like a classic Loki on my shelf. I think it's going to go really well with my other classic villains. Red Skull, Dr. Doom, all the stuff I talked about earlier. I think he's going to look good. But I do think they could have done more. His articulation, like I said, sucks. It does. It's really hard to get him into some nice poses besides just a standing pose. The knives, while cool, aren't needed. I would have much preferred magic, and that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'm probably going to give him some magic effects and such. I do really like this head sculpt. I really like that grin and stuff. I think that looks amazing. But he could have used an extra set of hands since, you know, he's just in like a retro box. He doesn't have any Build-A-Figure or anything. Could have definitely used a bit more love. But other than that, that's going to wrap up today's video. I do hope you all enjoy. I do hope to see you for whatever next time we do. And I will see you then. Bye-bye.